Good afternoon, good evening, for some, maybe even good night. Thank you so much for tuning in to Kama Speaks. I'm really excited for this guest today. I'm always excited for my guests, but what I'm really excited about is that I found my guest a couple of months ago in my feed on Facebook. It was one of his videos that really touched my heart. And I had to have him on my show because he is definitely pursuing his passion. And for those that know Kama, you know that I have a heart for those that are pursuing their passion despite the obstacles. I want to welcome my guest, the owner of Sugar Rim Bar, which is a mobile bartending service, Mr. Cory Brim. Grim, thank you so much for being on the call.
Hey, Kama, how are you?
Good. Oh, I said Grim, not Brim. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I'll be anybody you want me to be.
I appreciate you. As I said, I'm really excited to have you on my show because you are a true person of understanding, just based on your video, understanding that even despite of everything you've been through, look where you are now. And your answer today, I said, how are you doing today? And you said you're living the dream. So I want you to let my audience know how you got started. Tell us a little bit about your business and why you are living the dream today.
Well, not to do this long thing, because I know when people do this, they give the long speech. The short answer is that I started off working for other people, like most of us. I had a great job and all that and whatever. And the story to this is I got tired of working for someone else, and also I got tired of getting fired from places for being me. And I loved who I was, and I started this. I had this idea to basically what we do is we do mobile parties. We bring the party to you, and it started off as just me. It was just me all by myself, and then quickly what I noticed was I noticed that there was just a severe lack of just people. They were doing what I did, but they didn't have any passion with it. They didn't care. They were just there to make their money and go home. I didn't act like I didn't think that I was better than anyone else. I was like, okay, so it's like no one's gonna take the trash out. I guess I'll take the trash out. No one's gonna and so my clients would see that and they were like, hey, you took the trash out? And I'm like, yeah, doesn't everybody take it? They were like, no, we hired these people last year. They didn't do anything. And I was having fun, and then they would hire me over and over and over again, and then it grew into, I would get hired multiple times at the same time on the same day, and I'd be like, oh my God, I can't. Oh, what am I going? Hey, Kama, what are you doing Saturday? Can you go to this? I did their party last year. They're really nice, and I would send you. And then, but you had to do what I did. You had to duplicate what I did last year. And that's how it kind of grew into what it is now. And doing this has been the hardest thing I've ever done in my entire life. But it's also been the most rewarding thing I've ever done in my entire life.
Yes, well, just saying some of the things that you're saying right now, such as taking out the trash, sometimes going that extra mile and doing what other people won't do is what gets you into more doors. Yeah. And when it's your passion, it just opens up, or your purpose, it just opens up even more doors. And it's a beautiful thing. I think that's absolutely wonderful. Now, let's go back a little bit to your video. And I posted that on my website today.
The video.
That was it. And it has so many views. As a matter of fact, it came up in I seen it, I think, back in September, October, somewhere in there. But it came back.
September 8th, I think, is when I uploaded it.
Okay, so I seen it about a week after you uploaded it. Yeah. So I just seen it again. It came up in my news feed, and some people were liking the status, and I seen it was like, I don't know how many views that was on there, but I thought, wow, your story is still traveling even months after you did it, and that means it's going to travel even for the next few years because that stuff just circulates. So what was the meaning? Because the first thing you said is, I don't know why I'm doing this.
Yeah, and look, I share a lot. Like I use Facebook. Facebook is kind of my outlet, a media, like my personal diary almost. So I share with people. They see how I've grown, how my company's grown, how I'm growing as a person, the things that I want to do in life, and I share that stuff with them on Facebook. I don't make a bunch of videos, but whenever something happens in my life, I normally either record it or post it and I share it with people because you know, I'm still not who I want to be. I still haven't reached some sort of status where, you know, I know people kind of think that you know, they kind of tell me that I'm doing something, but I haven't reached where I want to be in life, and I haven't corrected everything that I want to correct in life. And I just, you know, I had a moment where, you know, all these awesome things are happening for me. I'm having all these opportunities, all these doors are opening, and you know, I'm asking the universe to give me, you know, I'm praying to the universe, putting all this good energy in the universe, and it's responding back. And everything that I've done, when I look at the photos and all the people that I met, you know, I just had a moment. I was going to the grocery store, and then this company had called me, and they wanted. I've had you know, I've been blessed with a lot of stuff, but you know, the phone calls I get now, I don't have to call people anymore. Like, people are calling me now, you know, and that's been like the crazy thing is, like, you know, I remember when I first started, and nobody would hire me. Like, I was giving this away for free, and nobody, you know, and now to get phone calls and people would, you know, they're willing to pay me for something I was giving away for free. And I just had a moment, and you know, I made it. They called me on the phone. They told me that they didn't want to sponsor my company, and that was I was coming off I had been to Hawaii for 2 weeks. You know, it was a spiritual retreat and connecting back to myself, and all of this stuff, and it just hit me like a ton of bricks. And I just had a moment where, I don't know if this ever happened to anyone else, but I had a moment where I just felt at peace. I felt like everything was, you know, even though I'm still growing, learning, still becoming who I want to become, I reached a moment where the universe, where I was thankful, just a moment of just utter thankfulness. Thank you, God. Thank you, universe. Thank you. You know, I worked hard, and it, you know, and even if it all ended today, even if it all ended that day, I was at peace. And I shared that video, and then I share a lot of stuff, and then my phone, you know how you get the little beep beep notifications? Well, my phone's going like beep 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 beep, like the battery almost went, like it didn't stop.
Wow.
So when I looked at it, I see that it kind of, every time I post something, it kind of gets a little legs. I get 100 likes, couple comments, 500 likes. This thing was going viral, and then it started, like, by the time I looked at it again, it had like 10,000 views, and then it had, it was crazy. Then it had, like, you know, then people were sharing it, so then it got like 1,000. So it had 10,000 views and 1,000 shares. Then, you know, as it's trending, I'm starting getting messages from people.
Wow.
My friends at first, and then people who I didn't even know, I didn't even know who they were, and they were like, "Thank you, you know, your story, da da da." And I'm like, you know, then they start sharing stuff with me that I'm not even supposed to know, you know. Yeah. And then it started going all over the world. So I started getting messages from people in, like, Africa and Sweden, Europe, Asia, you know, people, you know, telling me that I'm inspiring them. And that when that happened, that's when I knew. And then you know, the next time I looked at it, it had like 300,000, 1 million views. I mean, not that social media, you know, I use it for good. You know, I'm not trying to, you know, it's not about me trying to make some commercial and whatever, commercialize this. It's just like every day, and then my inbox got flooded with like thousands of messages of people that I can't even respond back to. I don't even have time to respond back to. And then the other things that have come from it, like I wrote a book, you know, that, you know, I contributed. It's all my words. It's all my words, but somebody else put it together, and they did that because of that video. And then, you know, to have other people, and then, you know, sharing moments and helping other people just from one video. I mean, I posted a lot of stuff, but for that one moment to have something like that go viral was just, it wasn't me. It was the universe. You know, because I posted a lot of stuff before. I don't know why that one thing. And again, like I said on the thing, I don't know why. I don't know what made me post it. It was just a moment where I just wanted to say thank you. Yeah. You know, I wanted everybody to see that, you know, because I had nothing. You know, I literally had nothing. You know, when I started.
Well, it was your time, and I just keep smiling because it just shows that if you continue with whatever it is that you're trying to get to in life, it will happen, and it always happens in the time you don't even expect.
Yeah.
We just sit and just work in what we're supposed to do, and we keep moving in what we're supposed to do, and not focus on what we don't have, but focus on where we're trying to get, then things start going together. Just like you said, you just got to the point where you were at peace. And that's what I've been feeling in the last couple of weeks with myself, because I'm like, I've been doing this show for 1.5 years. It's definitely not anywhere near where I want it to go. But today I had something where I went to help someone with their social media because I'm telling them how important it is and how this can really help their business. And
Yeah.
before I left, she came to me and she said, you know what, Kama, I think I want you to, I sell real estate too. So I was talking to another realtor. So she said, Kama, I think I want to talk to my broker because I want you to come in and do some motivational speaking. And I thought, wow, for her to say that, that was big for me because people know that's one of my goals is to get out there. That's one of my reasons for doing the show because I get to talk to so many different people in different capacities. But it just felt good because I was like, somebody's watching me. And I don't know what's going to come out of it, but somebody is paying attention. It feels good.
That's exactly what happened with me in the video. I've always done amazing. Everything's been great, but since sharing that, it took my business to, even not just my business, my personal life to a whole nother plateau. Meeting people who, they're coming to meet me. That's shocking to me that they would come to meet me. And like you, I've got hired to do. I've already I've done like 2 speaking engagements. I got 2 more that I'm doing in April. Like from that video, people want me to come and talk, and share my story, and that's been the blessing out of it. That it can help someone.
Oh no, I was just gonna say your emotions too. It was genuine. It wasn't just you like, okay, I'm gonna get on here and I'm just gonna start crying. And people are trying hard to go viral. They're doing anything to go viral. It was just like looking at you. I said, this dude is real because my discernment is pretty high. But I was just like, oh my gosh, this is real. I have to get.
It was a real moment. I have, there's moments when I'm alone and me and God and the universe and we're talking, and I have a moment where we just, I gotta get it out and I gotta say it the way that it has to come out. It's not, me and God, we talk for real.
Right.
It's real, and it was a real moment. That was a real thing that I was going through. Just, and just happy that that I'm still here. That I didn't give up on myself. Because at the end of the day, that's what most people do. They quit on themselves, and that's what I challenge everybody to do. Is just to never give up. Always just keep pushing, because there's always somebody that got it worse than we got it, and you can always do something. And even when you don't have, there are a lot of people we take for granted a lot of stuff. We can really do a lot of things and make change.
Wow. Well, let's talk a little bit about Sugar Rim Bar. Why don't you give us a rundown of about the company and where you're at, how we can book you, things like that. Give us a rundown about your company.
So Sugar Rim Bar, the thing that saved me, Sugar Rim Bar, is I started a company where we do mobile events. And when I say mobile, I mean literally we'll bring everything. We'll bring the bar, we'll bring the bartenders, we'll bring the DJ, we'll bring the food, we'll bring the lights, we'll bring everything. Or we bring as much or as little as you need. So we pretty much back the truck up, set everything up, and we'll do your event, and then we pack it all up and leave. And what I found is that most clients, they'll pay for the ease of convenience. I don't want you to have to run around and get everything. Just pay me to do it. We'll do it. And then having a staff, because it's cool that it's me, that it's my company, whatever. But it's not me. I depend on a lot of people to make it happen. But they have to believe in the vision, and they have to see it. And it's great that I have all these great people who work for me, but they have to want it the same way I want it. They have to, our dreams and success have to be tied into each other, and that's easy to say. It's a hard thing to get someone to believe that it's my company, but I want you to know it's our company. I'm the guy, it's me, but it's us. We're doing it together, and we're growing together. So pretty much that's what we do. We do events. I'm based here in DC, but I go everywhere. I travel a lot, and we do events wherever the client is. We come to them.
Wow, I love the idea. I love the concept. I love the ease. I was looking on your website, and one thing that you stated was it gives a person, if somebody wants to hire you for a private party, a lot of times they're doing their own bartending, and it allows them to relax, do what they need to do with their guests, and you can come in and do your thing. And that's what people should be looking for convenience, for things to ease their mind. and that way they can enjoy their
I will give you
whatever
the
they're.
scenario. I'll give you the scenario.
Okay.
Here's what happens. I do an average, I do thousands of events a year. Most people who plan events, they're OCD. They have to be in control of everything. They have to be in, but once you hire someone like me, and again, it's not about me. Once you hire someone to take care of everything, you will realize that for years you have been running around doing stuff that you had no business doing. When you could have just hired somebody else to do it. And it's not people think that it's going to cost more. You actually going to spend the same amount of money, because by the time you factor in your gas, your time, going in between 3 and 4 places, dealing with 3 or 4 contractors or whatever, why not just hire a person like me who can bring everything? You just hire one person and with a proven track record. I'm not, and just pay me the same amount of money you were going to spend, and don't run around with a headache. And on the day of your event, relax, have a drink.
Yes. Yeah.
Don't run around.
Yeah, and that's what people have to understand too when they're putting on events. I direct a play, different productions, and the hardest thing for me, honestly, is to hand over duties, because I'm afraid that they're not going to do it the way that I can or I want it done. And this past one, I'm working on an upcoming one. My producer just sent to me, and he was like, you have to get an assistant. Get somebody to help you with some things, because you just can't do it all. I've had assistants in the past, and I do like the fact that, it let off the load, but at the same time, they didn't pan out after a while. So that kind of stuff scares me. But one thing I find is this: when you outsource, it saves so much time, so much headache. You don't have to worry about gathering all this and that, or did I forget this, did I forget that? That's on them. Only thing you have to do is just say, okay, Cory, are you guys ready? Is everything done? And make a phone call, and that's it. It changes the whole, the whole dynamic. It looks like we have lost Cory. Hopefully he should be popping back on. I'm gonna call him back in here. But as I do so, you guys make sure you check Cory out, and you call him and reach out to him in regards to his business. Also, when he gets back on, we'll kind of talk about places that he is at. Cory, you're there? There you go. All right. I see you have something in LA. Do you have a group out here?
Yep. We have I launched Sugar Rim Bar LA. I have a friend, Adrian, country, and she was one of the first ones who said, hey, why don't you do what you do out here? And I was like, well, I'm not in LA. She was like, oh, I'm in LA. Cool. We launched LA. We've done something, and same way that I started this here. When I started here, nobody really hired me. Right. That's okay. And so I'm not really, I know people in LA, but my business. So we got our tap, we got online. We're in talks to do New York, Chicago, Miami. Some of the key major markets. So that's going to be, it is challenging, but it's also something that I never even envisioned. Right. I just wanted to just do my little thing, and make. And that's the thing about when you have your vision, whatever your dream is. I can tell you, it ain't big enough. Whatever you're dreaming for yourself is not big. You need to go bigger than what you're even thinking, because that's the world we live in now. Especially like now with us, technology, all of this. Yeah. If we leverage it right, if you harness it and leverage it right, you dominate the world. That's what I'm doing.
Yes, and I have to link you up. I have a friend of mine, and I will talk about it. She does this business called Sugar and Spiked, and what she does, I don't drink alcohol at all, not anything, but she has these bakery items that she infuses, alcohol in, and she does different things, and she has been everywhere. She's done Oscar parties. She's done
It's crazy, right?
Yeah, and it's just like, oh my gosh, I was interviewing her before she really started getting out there, and now she's doing some great things with what she's doing, and it's unique. It's not anything. I find anybody else that's doing exactly what she's doing, and she continues to search. So you guys may be a good person to link up. She's out here in LA, and maybe she can help you with some things. I don't know. I would definitely want to hook the two of you guys up. Now, because you said you had a little vision, which has turned to something huge, What are
It
some
was
more
no,
things that
no.
you're
It was always a big vision.
okay? Okay. Well,
It was big. It was big here where I'm at.
okay. Now it's expanding, and you're going to be more than likely worldwide because of the way that you're going. So, what are some things that other things that you were trying to do to get yourself out there and get more people to draw to you?
Well, the sort of the giving back is that's at the heart of what we do. Giving back and sharing, and that's really where my heart is at. Even though I have this company and it generates income, and it's what I do. It's how I make my living. The company, that's really not where I really want to go. I've grown that. I've done that. So now this new assignment, this new prayer, this new thing that I'm putting in the universe is I want to be the CEO of that company. But I want to go off and do the things that I want to do. I want to change the world. I want to grow food. I want to help the homeless. At the same time, better in my life and the things that are, and the things that are going on with me. So that's the next step, is to own my company and have that as a thriving, flourishing company, and then start creating other things. When you see Oprah and Bill Gates and Jay-Z and breaking millions of dollars, but they're traveling the world, helping people, saving lives, and feeding the home. That's kind of that's the next step for me, is to be more more philanthropy, more giving back.
Which is probably your purpose, and I have this thing when I speak to it's understanding that your purpose is going to come through your passion. So
Right.
when you pursue, that's why it's called pursue your passion, because when you pursue your passion, that's where you find your purpose. Going through as much as I went
Right.
through in my life, I didn't realize my passion is helping people. I love to see people succeed. I love to push people, and through that, I've been, even through my real estate, through this show here and other things that I'm doing, I've been able to help motivate other people to go after their passion and go through their purpose in life. Because like with me, I think my purpose in life is to eventually go out helping other people build what they have. And I got so much going on in my head sometimes. I can't juggle everything, but I wish I could. But I know
it's the life of an entrepreneur.
Oh yeah, that definitely is. Now, before we end, we only have a few more minutes here. Before we end, why don't you let everyone know how they can get in contact with you, your social media, your website, all that information, and how they can book you?
Well, everything is Sugar Rim Bar. Sugar Rim Bar, SUGAR, sugar like you put sugar into the tea, rim like the rim of a glass, and then bar like you walk into a bar. And we're on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram. You can email me at Cory Brim at sugarrimbar.com. If you do a Google search and search bartending, I'm sure I'm going to pop up on the first place posting something up. But I'm easy to find. All you got to do is just, like I said, tell people Google me, and it'll all pop right.
Okay. Do you have something you want to leave with the audience, a word of encouragement?
It's key on what you're saying too about pursuing your passion. People have to realize that especially the world we live in now, it's not going to be easy. No one's going to give you anything. No one's going to go out of their way to help you. And which is fine. There's nothing wrong with it. That's what makes you stronger. So the person I am now, I'm not the same person I was 5 years ago when I started my company. I'm a lot tougher now. There's obstacles that would have floored me. They would have knocked me down. I would have given up. But you got to go through that. You got to go through the pain, and it's not pain as in hurting pain. It's pain in growing.
Mm-hmm.
You're becoming a new person. So whatever you choose to do, excuse me, I'm sorry. A lot of people say they don't know what they're going to do. Everybody has a gift. Find your gift, pursue it, and make money at it. That's it.
Well, I appreciate that. And for those that are watching and going to be watching, you have to go after your dream. A lot of people go after other people's dreams, especially when they're working for someone else. And I'm not telling people to quit their job. That's not what I'm telling you, because we still need the world to go round. But if you have something that's inside you, keep going for it. Keep going after it, because it's not untouchable. It's what you make it. So if you continue to work towards that thing, I guarantee you it will come to you. in a blink of an eye. It may seem like an eternity, but when you look up, you're like, oh my gosh, it's here. So make sure you're always, always pursuing your passion. Cory, I appreciate you for taking the time out to respond to me. You don't know how huge that is for me, because I've reached out to people that's, things have gone viral. I found it and I'd never hear anything from them at all. So I appreciate that. I appreciate you taking the time to interview on my show and all the motivation that you've given to people for pursuing their passion. So thank you so much. And
Thank
for
you
those
for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. And for those that are watching, if you want to watch more great shows, you can subscribe to my site, which you're watching on YouTube, which is For Sale by Comma. You can also go to Google+. I'm under Comma Speaks or Comma Burton. I'm on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, and now on Tumblr. Started my blog. You can go to Comma Speaks. You can Google me, Comma Speaks, and everything should come up. And if you're not on social media, you need to be on it and get on it heavily. You really want to make it in this world these days. But I appreciate your time. Thank you all for your support. Make sure that you support Cory and what he's doing for those that need his services. And don't forget, February 21st, 2015, I am hosting my very first Entrepreneur Empowerment Conference to help you build the foundation for your business. So you'll find out how to open a business account, your legal entities, social media, branding yourself, and we'll have people there to help you with your business needs. But you have to build that foundation so you can really get going. But make sure you go on my website, go to my social media, and under Facebook, Comma Speaks, my event information is there as well. With that said, remember, no matter what you do in life, always pursue your passion. Good night.